You're familiar with the room where journalists gather every day for the White House briefing. Soon, it won't be Karine Jean-Pierre taking questions anymore, and it may not be journalists asking the questions either. Trump's incoming press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, saying this week that how the press briefing room operates could and should change, potentially saving seats for more non-traditional emerging voices in media, like podcasters, influencers, and internet personalities.
I think as far as the landscape of the briefing room, it needs to reflect the media habits of the American people in 2024, not in the 1980s. And President Trump won this election by utilizing non-traditional, non-legacy media voices outside the Beltway. That's clearly who the American people are listening to. That's how they're digesting their news. And I think it would be irresponsible of us not to include some of those voices in the briefing room.
In response to the rumblings of a media room shakeup, one anonymous White House reporter sounded off against the idea, telling The Hill it would be a total mess. I would expect people would probably boycott the briefings, though that would put certain outlets in a tough spot. Traditionally, the briefing room has been home to major networks, with front row seating reserved for NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox, along with wire services like the Associated Press, Reuters, and CNN. Other large news outlets like the New York Times, the Washington Post, and NPR are usually seated in the second row. It's the White House Communications Office that determines which reporters get credentials, and Leavitt would be leading the charge over the press. It's not only the incoming press secretary hinting at a media shakeup. Donald Trump Jr., the president-elect's son, also suggesting the makeup of journalists with access to the White House could change.
But we had the conversation about opening up the press room to a lot of these independent journalists. Like, why should, if the New York Times has lied, they've been adverse to everything, they're functioning as the marketing arm of the Democrat Party, like, why not open it up to people who have larger viewerships? We've had that conversation, like, that's a great idea, Don. I was like, I think we should do this. And so that may be in the works. Let's see, that's gonna blow up some heads. So, we'll see.
Hey, thanks for watching our news update. For more stories that matter to you, download the Straight Arrow News app or find us online at san.com.